Okay, so this is take two. First take ended in me describing a criminal empire that you probably shouldn't make. So we're going for take two now. In my previous video, I was talking about living debt free. Well, I realized towards the end of that getting out of debt might be a first step for some of you. So first step, stop spending money. Second step, stop taking out debts. Third step, pay off the debt. Now, if you have a bunch of debt, you might have to work for a while to pay it off. If you have some debt and some assets, you could sell a bunch of shit and pay off that debt immediately. And I would do that. I would, anything that you own isn't really yours if you owe money. That's my philosophy. And I think that's a lot of other people's philosophy. I would go and read a lot of Gordon Ramsay shit. No, sorry, Gordon Ramsay. I think Dave Ramsey. I don't know who Gordon Ramsay is a chef, I think. Dave Ramsey shit. And he gives good advice. But in general, my advice would be if you're in a lot of debt and you have a good job, stay in that job until you can lower your debts. But otherwise, try to change up your life to where you don't spend as much money. That's what I preach. And that's maybe not for everyone, but I think in this community in particular, that is the right answer. A lot of you watching this like camping and you like guns and you like being outside and you're men. So be men. Fucking stop going into debt to live in a fucking, you know, cardboard box. Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, in my opinion, the difference between our grandfathers and us is like the difference between house cats and feral cats. You need to get out the fucking house more. And there's a hell of a lot of ways to live cheap out in the wilderness. As it turns out, you really don't need much. And if you're like, oh, but I do need blah blah blah, well, a 2x4 costs $4. How many 2x4s a week could you buy? Working some sort of job on the internet or some sort of job just even out in the country. Hell, working at a fucking McDonald's at a small town. Would you rather work at the McDonald's in the big town or something equivalently bad and put money towards an apartment, or work at the McDonald's in the country, live in your car on an acre of land that you own, build in your own cabin? It's a way better plan, guys. I guess that's what I'm saying is like, this is not the best plan in the world, but from where most of us are, this is a heck of a plan. And I'm going to add into that really a lot of other people's plans rely on a lot of other people. This is a big, self-reliant, I'm wanting this channel to be like a mix between Never Enough Ammo, Dave Canterbury, Joe Exotic, and like James Yeager and Nuttin' Fancy, maybe. Like, this is a weird mix of a channel, and it's gonna cover a variety of topics. And the goal of this channel is making your life better, getting you moving in the right direction towards freedom. And like, if you are happy with where you are in life and happy with your debt and whatever, then cool. But I know there's a lot of people watching this that are like 16 to 20 or even younger. I was, fuck what, in 9th or 10th grade when I started watching YouTube. YouTube had a profound impact upon my life. I figure some of the people that are watching me now are probably watching me the way I was watching Matt and Nuttin' Fancy back in the day. And if I had to tell you anything right now, it's do not get into debt. Debt and children are the two things they use to control you. if you don't have debt and build a little world, then you can have children without them getting involved. In which that's basically going to have to be the way you live now. With the shit that they are doing to children in schools, you're going to have to homeschool your children. Maybe private school is an option for some of you, but even then, I think that shit's infected. I don't know how to advise you on that stuff. If you really want to have a wife and children and all of that in today's day and age, at least living out in the country on an off grid cabin or group of cabins gives you a chance at that kind of a life without being worried about what fucking pronouns you say or some shit. This is the thing is the wokeness and the banks are being used in connection with one another to fucking make you conform to whatever the fuck it is they want. So fuck being woke and fuck the banks. And like in reality, if you can own all your own shit, why wouldn't you? And you can. And when you're like, oh, but I can't afford that where I live, then move. I'm moving. Other people are moving. I'm packing up my shit and I'm moving. Like half the reason, you know, I am doing a lot of the things I'm doing right now is because I'm moving, I'm packing, I'm going through a lot of stuff, and I'm making videos as I'm doing that because I'm trying to decide what comes with me and what gets thrown away and a lot of that sort of shit. And if you're seeing videos on it here, it's definitely in the keep pile. And this is another thing a lot of people don't realize is like if you buy stuff all the time, your house is like an eBay store gold mine. You should know that. You can make money on eBay. That's a heck of a good way to make money. Maybe turn some of that crap you bought back into money. And some of it's probably collectible now. I hope this helps somebody. When it comes to big debts, I don't know how to help you get out of those. That would be like a legal thing and bankruptcy court and shit like that. Okay, little debts, pay them off. Big debts, get a lawyer. That's about all I have to say about that. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and check out my Patreon and do that if you're interested. Thank you.